You're drifting off with WSLP AM, Big Rapids.
Tonight, from Evergreen Field in Big Rapids, Michigan, it's the Big Rapids Timbers hosting the Cadillac Cars. And now your host, Wally McCarthy. Good evening, friends, and welcome to Evergreen Field here in Big Rapids, Michigan. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. It is a perfect night for a ball game. 75 degrees at game time and a 7-mile-per-hour breeze blowing out. This evening, the Big Rapids Timbers attempt to snap a 6-game losing streak. It has been rough going for the Timbers of late. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Cadillac Cars. Leading off, playing shortstop, Pinky Slauson. Batting second and playing second base, Flipper Cortez. First baseman Philip Nakamura will bat third. Third baseman Shiny Patterson will bat cleanup. Batting fifth, playing right field this evening, Gabriel Palomar. Batting sixth, left fielder Gilligan Parker. Batting seventh, catcher Giovanni Gasparo. Gasparo back in the lineup after an unspecified helium mishap. Center fielder Fritz Ortega will bat eighth. And batting ninth, starting pitcher Kip Hernandez. Hernandez enters tonight's contest with a record of 7-4 and a 3.12 ERA. The starting pitcher for the struggling Big Rapids Timbers is right-hander Columbo Bates. He enters tonight's game with a record of 4-7 with a 4.83 ERA. His battery partner is catcher Henny Oldman. And defensively for Big Rapids, Keith Castor at first. Jesus Ferguson at second base. Blink Rederson is at third. Rio Nunez at shortstop. Brank Filbert is in left field this evening. Dutch Moon in center field. And Randy Chang will round things out in right field. A beautiful scene here this evening as the sun begins to set. From the park, we can see dozens of multicolored hot air balloons slowly descending, part of the Quint City's Hot Air Balloon Festival. Must be a great view of the field from up there as they pass over Evergreen Park on the way to their designated landing area just outside of town. And a reminder that the first inning is brought to you by Swiss Water. Don't let caffeine throw you a curveball at bedtime. Look for coffees decaffeinated using the Swiss Water process, a chemical-free decaffeination method that leaves coffee with an all-star taste. Learn more at SwissWater.com. All right, Crew Chief B.R. Montebianco has signaled that it's time to play ball, so we are underway here in Big Rapids. And Pinky Slauson will step into the box against Columbo Bates. And the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss on another fastball. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And Slauson takes an awkward hack at that high fastball, and he's down on strikes. 1 out, nobody on for Flipper Cortez. And the pitch. And that's in there for a called strike. 0-1. The 0-1. That's a fastball that misses high. It's 1-1. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss on that cutter that runs inside. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, and that's fouled down the third base line, and we'll do it again. The pitch, very high for ball 2, count even at 2-2. And the 2-2. And that misses low, full count. The payoff pitch. And that's grounded toward Ferguson at second. He flips to first in time for out number 2. Two outs, nobody aboard for Philip Nakamura. And the pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1. And he waves at a hanging curveball. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss to end the inning. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Columbo Bates. No score here in Big Rapids, and we'll be back with the bottom of the first here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back to Evergreen Field here in Big Rapids, home of WSLP AM. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. No score as we begin the bottom of the first inning, and Dutch Moon will lead off for the Timbers against Kip Hernandez. And the pitch. That's called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. The 0-1. And that curveball runs inside, it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, and that misses low, 2-1. The 2-1, called a strike, count even at 2-2. And the pitch, and that's flied into center. Fritz Ortega is there, and he has it for out number 1. 1 out, nobody on for Keith Castor. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. The 0-1. And that fastball misses just outside, it's 1-1. The 1-1. Chopped foul and out of play, it's 1-2. The 1-2. And that's a curveball in the dirt, count even at 2-2. The pitch. Changeup up and in, full count. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider in the dirt, and Castor is down on strikes. 2 outs, nobody on for Jesus Ferguson. And the pitch. That misses outside, 1-0. The 1-0. That's a chopper to first. Nakamura grabs it, and he steps on the bag in time to retire Ferguson. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Kip Hernandez. With one in the books, no score here in Big Rapids. And we'll be back with the second inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. This is Winston T. Winston, President of WSLP. I would like to cordially invite you to WSLP Circus Days at the Carpetland parking lot on Colfax. Look for the large circus tent and the clowns making balloon sculptures. Balloons provided by Mr. King's Party Goods. There will be hot dogs and chips and snow cones and cotton candy, blue and pink flavors. Please join me, Winston T. Winston, Wally McCarthy, and Blink Rederson, and other special guests to be announced at WSLP Circus Days at the Carpetland parking lot on Colfax this weekend. Thank you.
And welcome back with us here in Evergreen Field in Big Rapids. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil reporting. No score as we begin the top of the second inning, and Shiny Patterson will lead things off for Cadillac against Columbo Bates. And the pitch. And he takes a wild swing at that inside fastball, 0-1. The 0-1. Chopped foul and out of play, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, and that misses high. It's 1-2. The 1-2, and that misses way outside. It's 2-2. And the pitch. And that's chopped to short. Nunez scoops it up and fires to first in time to retire Patterson. One out, nobody on for Gabriel Palomar. And the pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt. It's 1-0. The 1-0. And that's a called strike, 1-1. The 1-1. Fastball misses low, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Low again, it's 3-1. And the 3-1. And that misses high for ball 4, and Palomar will trot down to first. And that's a 1-out walk for Gabriel Palomar. 1 out, runner on first for Gilligan Parker. And the pitch. And that's in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Curveball outside, 1-1. The 1-1. Chopped foul down the third base line, it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, and that one gets away from Oldman, and Palomar will scoot down to second base. Score that one a wild pitch if you're scoring at home. And the 2-2, and he looks at a curveball in there for strike 3. 2 outs now, runner on second for Giovanni Gasparo. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play, 0-1. The 0-1. That misses outside, it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. He waves at that outside curveball, 1-2. The 1-2. And that misses outside, it's 2-2. The 2-2. Outside again, full count. And the payoff pitch. And that bounces in the dirt for ball 4. 2 outs, 2 on for Fritz Ortega. And the pitch. And Ortega dances out of the way of that one, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Smashed foul down the first base line, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that one gets away from Altman, and the runners will advance to second and third. And that's the second wild pitch of the inning delivered by Colombo Bates. And the 2-1. That misses outside. It's 3-1. And Henny Oldman is going to trot out for a quick meeting on the mound with Colombo. Let's pause a moment for a station ID here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
You're drifting off with WSLP AM, Big Rapids.
And here's the 3-1 pitch. And they're going to intentionally walk Ortega to get to the pitcher's spot. 2 outs, bases loaded for Kip Hernandez. And the pitch. And that's fouled off, 0-1. The 0-1. That misses outside. That one almost got away from Oldman, and it's 1-1. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss to end the inning. And Colombo Bates gets out of a bases-loaded jam. Still no score through 1.5. And we'll be back with the bottom of the second in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is Giovanni Gasparo. When I was a kid, we did all kinds of crazy things, like stand on our heads and eat a cracker. Later, some of my friends turned to their drugs, and all kinds of things happened to them. This has been Giovanni Gasparo with the PSA for WSLP.
And welcome back with us here at Evergreen Field in Big Rapids, Michigan. No score as we begin the bottom of the second. And Randy Chang will step in to face Kip Hernandez. And the pitch. And that's called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2. The 0-2. And that's a cutter that runs inside, 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. And that's called a strike. Chang not happy about that call. 1 out. Nobody on for Brank Filbert. And the pitch. That's low and outside, 1-0. The 1-0. And that's a curveball in the dirt, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Outside, and Hernandez falls behind, 3-0. And the 3-0 pitch. That's in there for a called strike, 3-1. The 3-1. And Filbert dances out of the way of that inside fastball, and that's a 1-out walk. Runner on first, 1 away for Rio Nunez. The pitch. That misses outside, 1-0. And the 1-0. That's a slow roller up the middle. Slauson has it and steps on second to get Filbert. He fires to first, but not in time to retire Nunez at first. 2 outs now, runner on first for Blink Rederson. And the pitch. That's in there for a called strike, 0-1. And the 0-1. That misses outside, 1-1. The 1-1. And the runner goes. Gasparo fires to second in time, and Filbert is caught stealing to end the inning. And after 2 innings, we are still scoreless here in Big Rapids. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hey kids, this is Blink Rederson. I'm here at Ted's Fishing World, and I just want to say they've got some great deals for people that like to fish or wish they could fish. They have reels, and they have lures, and they have bait. RLB, they call it. You can get the RLB specials 25% off if you mention my name, Blink Rederson. Ted's Fishing World. If fishing's in your head, trust Ted. Ted.
And welcome back with us here to Evergreen Field in Big Rapids. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. No score as we enter the third inning, and Pinky Slauson will step in at the top of the Cadillac order. Slauson struck out in the first inning. And the pitch from Columbo Bates. That's outside for ball one. The 1-0. That's a curveball that misses low, 2-0. The 2-0. And that's in there for a called strike, 2-1. The 2-1. Fastball inside. And the pitch. And that's lined to right field. And Chang has it for out number one. Bases empty, one out for Flipper Cortez. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. The 0-1. And he takes an awkward hack at that inside fastball, 0-2. The 0-2. Chopped foul and out of play, and we'll do it again. And the pitch. And that's a bouncer to short. Nunez has it and fires to first in time to retire Cortez. 2 outs, nobody aboard for Philip Nakamura. Nakamura, a strikeout victim in the first inning. And the pitch. And that one's lined into the gap in left. And that's a 2-out single for Philip Nakamura. Two outs, runner on first for Shiny Patterson. And the pitch. And that runs inside and hits Patterson on the upper arm. And he'll trot down to first base. Runners on first and second now, 2 outs for Gabriel Palomar. Palomar walked in the second inning. And the pitch. That's called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, and he looks at strike 3. Cadillac strands 2, and as we head to the bottom of the third, no score here in Big Rapids. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back to Evergreen Park here in Big Rapids. No score between Cadillac and Big Rapids as we begin the bottom of the third. And Blink Rederson will step in against Kip Hernandez. And the pitch to Rederson. And that's a liner into right center field that will drop in for a hit. And that's a leadoff single for Blink Rederson. 1 on, nobody out for Henny Oldman. And the pitch. That's called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. And he takes a hack at that low curveball, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, way outside, and that gets away from Gasparo, and Rederson will advance to second. Score that one a wild pitch. And the 1-2 to Oldman. And Oldman gets all of that one. That's a long, lazy home run deep to center field. Big Rapids breaks the ice with that 2-run homer for Henny Oldman. And that will bring up the pitcher's spot for Big Rapids, Columbo Bates. And the pitch. And that's flied to deep right field. Palomar will have room. And he makes the catch for out number 1. And that will bring up the top of the Big Rapids order, Dutch Moon. And the pitch. That's called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. The 0-1. That's chopped foul down the first base line, 0-2. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 outs, nobody on for Keith Castor. Castor struck out in the first inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on that slider in the dirt, 0-1. And the 0-1. And that misses low, 1-1. The 1-1. And that's in the dirt, and it gets away from Gasparo, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. High fly ball, deep center field. And Ortega will run out of room as that one sails over the wall. And that's a solo home run for Keith Castor. Big Rapids now leads 3-0. 2 outs, bases cleared for Jesus Ferguson. And the pitch. That's called a strike, 0-1. And the 0-1. Fly to deep center. Ortega going back. And he makes the catch to end the inning. The Big Rapids Timbers get on the board on a pair of home runs, and they now lead 3-0. We'll be back with the 4th inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. You know me. This is Ed, Uncle Hattie. I just wanted to let you know that I'm not just the ad man here on WSLP. I'm also the narrator on a podcast called Time to Lean, and here's a song. John and Phil talk a bit, have a beverage, and then write an original song about something they talked about. It's quite a bit different than the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network, but you might get a kick out of it. Why don't you give it a listen? Thank you kindly for your consideration.
And welcome back with us. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you at Evergreen Field in Big Rapids, Michigan. As we begin the fourth inning, Big Rapids leads Cadillac 3-0, and Gabriel Palomar will step in to face Columbo Bates. Palomar struck out in the second inning. And the pitch. Very high for ball one. The 1-0. High again, ball two. The 2-0 pitch. Chopped foul and out of play, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And that's hit to deep right field. Chang giving chase. And that one will bounce off the wall in deep right. Parker thinking three. And he will beat the throw to third standing up. And that's a leadoff triple for Gilligan Parker. No outs, runner on third for Giovanni Gasparo. He walked in the second inning. And the pitch. Called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. And that bounces in the dirt. Oldman does a good job holding on to that one. The 1-1. Popped up past third. Redderson is camped under it, and he has it for the first out. 1 out. Runner on third for Fritz Ortega. And the pitch. And that runs inside. Ortega dances out of the way. The 1-0. Slapped foul and out of play, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's a fastball that misses upstairs, 2-1. And the 2-1. That's fouled back and out of play, 2-2. The 2-2. Swing and a miss on that high fastball, and that's a strikeout for out number 2. 2 outs, runner on third for the pitcher's spot, Kip Hernandez. And the pitch. And that's a dribbler towards third. Redderson scoops it up and fires to first in time to retire Hernandez and end the inning. Cadillac gets a leadoff triple, but they fail to get a run across here in the fourth. After 3.5, it remains Big Rapids 3, Cadillac nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
$10 AV. Specializing in Betamax and multi-regional DVD. The only such service in the Quint City area. $10 AV.
Welcome back with us here at Evergreen Field in Big Rapids. Big Rapids leads Cadillac 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. And Randy Chang will step in to face Kip Hernandez. And the pitch. That's a curveball outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Fouled back and out of play, 1-1. The pitch. High and outside for ball 2. The 2-1. And that paints the corner for a called strike. 2-2. The 2-2. That one misses way outside for ball 3. Full count. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and Chang is down on strikes. One out, nobody on for Brank Filbert. Filbert walked in the second inning. And the pitch. And that's in there for a called strike. 0-1. The 0-1. Skied foul and out of play. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled off again, still 0-2. And the pitch. And that's very high for ball 1. The 1-2. High again, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. And Filbert waves wildly at that one for strike 3. 2 outs, nobody on for Rio Nunez. And the pitch. That's a slider in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0. Fouled back and out of play. 1-1. The 1-1. Swing and a miss on that high heater. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Chopped foul down the third base line, and we'll do it again. And the pitch. And that's belted into right center. Ortega on the run. And he will make a spectacular diving catch to end the inning. With 4 in the books, it's the Big Rapids Timbers 3, the Cadillac Cars nothing. We'll be back with the 5th inning in a moment, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. You know me. This is Ed, Uncle Hat. The good folks over there at Big Tom's Shoe Repair and Gelato asked me to drop by and say a few words for them. Big Tom's been in shoe repair since he was knee-high to a locust, and his wife, whose name escapes me, has been in the gelato business for several days now. Why don't you stop by over there to Big Tom's Shoe Repair and Gelato and get your shoes repaired? If you're like me, you've put up quite a few miles in on those shoes. Why don't you get a nice cup of pistachio while you're there? And tell Big Tom that Ed Uncle Hat said hi, and don't kick him. Thanks for listening.
And we're back with you from Evergreen Field in Big Rapids, Michigan. It's an absolutely gorgeous night here in Big Rapids. And producer Phil just pointed out that there's a single hot air balloon making a late return to the landing area, drifting slowly our way in the twilight. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm sure the crowd will give them a nice round of applause as they float past us. Top of the 5th, Big Rapids leading 3-0. And the top of the order due up for Cadillac as Pinky Slauson steps in against Columbo Bates. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on that fastball, 0-1. The 0-1. that's called a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. The 0-2, and that skips in for ball 1. And the 1-2. And Slauson waves at that curveball for strike 3. That's 7 strikeouts tonight for Colombo Bates. And it looks like that balloon is going to make a low flyby right over Evergreen Park. That must be a perfect view from up there. And Flipper Cortez steps in with 1 away. He's grounded out twice this evening. And the pitch. That misses outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Called a strike, 1-1. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The 1-2. And that misses very high, 2-2. The 2-2. Chopped foul and out of play, and we'll do it again. And the pitch. And that's a chopper to first. Castor has it and steps on the bag in time to retire Cortez. 2 outs, nobody on for Philip Nakamura. And that hot air balloon is right over us. And it appears the captain of that balloon is yelling something to the crowd through a megaphone. If I'm hearing it right, it appears he is out of fuel. Drifting over the bleachers now, and just a few feet above the ground over left center. The players are scrambling out of the way as the balloon drifts slowly down. Oh, the humanity. And he'll touch down right near second base. It looks like everyone's okay. It might take a minute or two for the grounds crew to clear the field. So we will take a short break here, and we'll be back with more baseball in a moment, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
You're drifting off with WSLP AM, Big Rapids.
And we're back at Evergreen Field. The hot air balloon has been hastily folded up and removed from the field. Everyone's okay, and the crowd seemed to enjoy that little spectacle. And we'll look forward to reading about that in tomorrow's Big Rapids Pioneer. Okay, top of the fifth, 2 outs. Nobody on for Philip Nakamura. And the pitch. And that's a curveball that misses low and outside, 1-0. The 1-0. And that's in the dirt, 2-0. The 2-0. Low and outside again, and Bates falls behind, 3-0. And the 3-0 pitch. And that's in there for a called strike. Nakamura taking all the way on that one. The 3-1. And that runs inside, and that's a base on balls for Philip Nakamura. Runner on first, 2 outs for Shiny Patterson. And the pitch. And he waves at a low curveball, 0-1. The 0-1. That's a hard bouncer to third. Rederson has it and fires to second to retire Nakamura to end the inning. And after 4.5, it remains Big Rapids 3, Cadillac nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
I'm Giovanni Gasparo for Mr. King's Particles. We're the only one in the Queen City area with a helium. How else you gonna float a balloon without a helium? That's what I say. Go over to Mr. King's Particles and tell him that Giovanni Gasparo sent him. What a lift. Mr. King's Particles.
And welcome back to Evergreen Field here in Big Rapids. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. As we begin the bottom of the fifth, Big Rapids leading 3-0, and Blink Rederson will bat for the Timbers. Kip Hernandez still on the mound for Cadillac. And the pitch. That misses low, 1-0. The 1-0. Chopped foul down the third base line, 1-1. The 1-1. Curveball fouled back, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 out, nobody on for Henny Oldman. And the pitch. That misses high, 1-0. The 1-0. That's a curveball called a strike, 1-1. The 1-1. And that misses downstairs, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. That's a one-hopper to short. Slauson has it and fires to first in time to retire Oldman. 2 outs, nobody on for the pitcher's spot, Columbo Bates. And the pitch. And that's a little dribbler back to the mound. Hernandez scoops it up and tosses to first to retire Bates for out number 3. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Kip Hernandez. We're through 5 innings here in Big Rapids. It's Big Rapids 3, Cadillac nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. You know me. This is Ed Uncle Hat. My good friends at Ed Horn's House of Sleep asked me to drop by and talk to you a minute about their mattresses and other sleep-related items. Beds, headboards, nightcaps, and essential oils. They just added the essential oils last week. Ed Orn's wife, Beatrice, got over there, and she's really into the essential oils. She makes her own. They have a few little tubs out back. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Ed Orn's House of Sleep. You don't need to count your sheep. if you go to Ed Owen's house asleep. Ed Owen.
And welcome back to Evergreen Field here in Big Rapids. As we begin the sixth inning, the Timbers lead Cadillac 3-0, and Columbo Bates returns to the mound. Bates has only allowed 2 hits this evening, and Gabriel Palomar will step into the box. And the pitch. And that's flied to left. Filbert is on it, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Nobody aboard for Gilligan Parker, who struck out in the second and belted a leadoff triple in the fourth. And the pitch. And that's popped up right side, Castor drifting back, and he makes the catch for out number 2. 2 outs, nobody on for Giovanni Gasparo. And the pitch. That's called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. The 0-1. That one misses high, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball misses outside, 2-1. And the 3-1. And that's in the dirt for ball 4. And Gasparo draws a 2-out walk. Runner on first, 2 outs for Fritz Ortega. And the pitch. And that's flied to right. Chang is going after it, and he makes the catch in foul territory to end the inning. And that's an 8-pitch inning for Columbo Bates. And after 5.5, it remains Big Rapids 3, Cadillac nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hi, this is Blink Rederson for Ted's Fishing World. Are you looking for a date night idea for you and the missus or a special person in your life? Try Ted's Alluring Night Out Learn to make your own lures that you can use when you go fishing with your catch. Ted's Fishing World. If fishing's in your head, trust Ted.
And we're back here at Evergreen Field in Big Rapids, Michigan. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil here. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Timbers leading 3-0. And Dutch Moon will step in at the top of the Big Rapids order to face Kip Hernandez. And the pitch. That's a fastball outside, 1-0. The 1-0. And that bounces in the dirt in front of the plate, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. And that's called a strike, 2-1. And the 2-1. Chopped foul, count even at 2-2. The 2-2. And that's a curveball inside, full count. And the payoff pitch. And that just misses low, and that's a leadoff walk for Dutch Moon. Man on first, nobody out for Keith Castor. He homered in the 3rd inning. And the pitch. And that's in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Hard grounder to short. Slauson has it and flips to second. Cortez fires to first. And that's a 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs, bases empty for Jesus Ferguson. Ferguson is hitless thus far this evening. The pitch to Ferguson. And that bounces in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0. Curveball called a strike, 1-1. The 1-1. And that almost hits Ferguson. That runs way inside, and he dances out of the way. And the 2-1 pitch. Chopper to third. Patterson scoops it up and fires across to first in time to end the inning. With 6 in the books, Big Rapids leads 3-0. And we'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is Giovanni Gasparo. When I was a kid, we did all kinds of crazy things, like to stand on our heads and eat a cracker. Later, some of my friends had turned to their drugs, and all kinds of things happened to them. This has been Giovanni Gasparo with the PSA for WSLP.
And welcome back to Evergreen Field here in Big Rapids, Michigan. Big Rapids leading 3-0 as we begin the 7th inning. The pitcher's spot due up for Cadillac, and we'll have a pinch hitter. Eddie Kincaid will step in to face Columbo Bates. And the pitch to Kincaid. That misses outside, 1-0. And the 1-0. Bouncer to third. Rederson has it and fires to first in time to retire Kincaid. 1 out, nobody on for the top of the Cadillac order, Pinky Slauson. And the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0. Curveball called a strike. 1-1. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled back, and we'll do it again. The pitch. And he takes a wild hack at that outside slider, and he is down on strikes. 2 outs, nobody on for Flipper Cortez. And the pitch. Called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. The 0-1. And that's in the dirt, 1-1. The 1-1. And that's a squibber on the infield. Bates will not get to it, and that's going to be an infield single for Flipper Cortez. 2 down, runner on first for Philip Nakamura. And the pitch. And that's a fastball that runs inside for ball 1. The 1-0. And that's in there for a called strike. 1-1. And the 1-1. And that misses low, 2-1. The 2-1. Stroked foul and out of play. It's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss to end the inning. It's 3-0 Big Rapids after 6½. And we'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back with us here at Evergreen Field in Big Rapids, Michigan. As we enter the bottom of the 7th inning, Big Rapids leads 3-0. And reliever Jimmy Shirley will take the mound for Cadillac to face Randy Chang in the heart of the Big Rapids lineup. And the pitch. That's a curveball that misses inside, 1-0. The 1-0. Called a strike, 1-1. The 1-1. Another curveball called a strike, 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. And Chang waves at that high fastball for out number 1. Nobody aboard for Brank Filbert. And the pitch. And that's belted foul and out of play, 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled down the first base line, 0-2. The 0-2. Fouled back and will do it again. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on that low curve for strike 3. 2 outs, nobody on for Rio Nunez. And the pitch. That misses high, ball 1. The 1-0. And that's lined into center field. And that will drop in for a 2-out single. Runner on first. 2 outs for Blink Rederson. Rederson's got a single and a strikeout this evening, and he scored a run in the 3rd inning. The pitch. Called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And that's the yacker in there for a called strike 3. And with 7 in the books, Big Rapids leads 3-0. We'll be back with the 8th inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, this is Ed Uncle Hat for Ed Horton's House to Sleep. Ed called me up the other day to help get the word out for his going out for business sale. Seems Ed fell asleep at the wheel there, and the pole barn is stacked to the rafters with mattresses, headboards, lamps, these new gummies they got there behind the counter. They're supposed to help you sleep. I tried one the other day, and I slept like a baby. I woke up every 3 hours. That's an old joke. Actually, I slept for a day and a half, but that's neither here nor there. They don't have essential oils at the moment because of the mishap, but Beatrice is fine. Anyway, come on down to Ed Horton's House to Sleep. You don't need to count your sheep if you go to Ed Horton's House to Sleep.
And welcome back to Evergreen Park here in Big Rapids, Michigan. Top of the 8th, Big Rapids leads 3-0, and Shiny Patterson will step in to face Columbo Bates. And the pitch. And that's fly to left center. Filbert is on the move, and he makes the catch for out number 1. And that will bring up Gabriel Palomar. And the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. 0-1. The 0-1. And that's fouled back and out of play. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled off, and we'll do it again. The pitch. Swing and a miss on that low changeup. Two outs, nobody on for Gilligan Parker. And the pitch. And that misses low for ball 1. The 1-0. And Parker looks at strike 1 right down the middle. The 1-1. Driven foul and into the stands down the third base line. And the 1-2. And that's lined into shallow center. And that will drop in for a 2-out single for Gilligan Parker. 2 outs, runner on first for Giovanni Gasparo. And the pitch. And that's grounded to short. Nunez scoops it up and fires to first in time to end the inning. Big Rapids on top 3-0 here in Big Rapids, Michigan. And we'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. This is Winston T. Winston, President of WSLP. I would like to cordially invite you to WSLP Circus Days at the Carpetland parking lot on Colfax. Look for the large circus tent and the clowns making balloon sculptures. Balloons provided by Mr. King's Party Goods. There will be hot dogs and chips and snow cones and cotton candy, blue and pink flavors. Please join me, Winston T. Winston, Wally McCarthy, and Blink Rederson, and other special guests to be announced at WSLP Circus Days at the Carpetland parking lot on Colfax this weekend. Thank you.
And welcome back to Evergreen Field here in Big Rapids, Michigan. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. As we begin the bottom of the 8th inning, Henny Oldman will step in to face Jimmy Shirley. Big Rapids leading Cadillac 3-0. Henny Oldman belted a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. And the pitch. That misses high for ball 1. The 1-0. And that bounces in the dirt, ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. And that's called a strike, 2-1. The 2-1. That misses just outside. It's 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Slapped foul down the first base line. Full count. The payoff pitch, and that's chopped to short. Slauson has time and throws to first to retire Oldman. One out, nobody on for pinch hitter Hank Bartok. And the pitch. That's a curveball called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 outs, nobody aboard for the top of the Big Rapids order, Dutch Moon. And the pitch. Fisted foul, 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss on that slider in the dirt. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Called a strike on the outside corner to end the inning. With 8 innings in the books, Big Rapids leads 3-0. And we'll be back with the top of the ninth in a moment, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is the Reverend Ira Gay for the Buckstop Inn Community Theater. I hope you'll join me for their production of Our Town. The Buckstop Inn Community Theater. Making things happen.
And we are back at Evergreen Park here in Big Rapids, Michigan. Top of the ninth, Big Rapids leading Cadillac 3-0. And closer Buddy Dwyer will take the mound to attempt to put this one to bed. And Fritz Ortega will step into the box. And the pitch. That misses low. Ball 1. The 1-0. And that's popped up in front of the plate. Oldman is under it, and he makes the catch in foul ground behind the plate. One out, nobody on for pinch hitter Nigel Hickson. And the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. 0-1. The 0-1. Popped up foul and out of play. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Called a strike on that high fastball. 2 down. Pinky Slauson due up in the top of the Cadillac order. 2 outs, nobody on. And the pitch. And that's foul and out of play. 0-1. The 0-1. And that misses high. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. and that misses outside, 2-1. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Cadillac down to their final chance. And the 2-2. And he takes an awkward swing at that low curveball. And Big Rapids takes this one 3-0. For the victorious Big Rapids Timbers, 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. For the visiting Cadillac Cars, no runs on 4 hits and no errors. Columbo Bates gets the win, a couple of nice innings of relief for Jimmy Shirley, and a 1-2-3 ninth inning gets the save for closer Buddy Dwyer. And with that, the Big Rapids Timbers snap a 6-game losing streak. We'll be back with the post-game show here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.